Hey everybody, it's me, Matt Spurs, and I'm back again with another Tottenham Hotspur video. In today's video, I want to talk about our opponents in our next match, which is Sheffield United. Since the restart, Sheffield United have been in poor form, losing all of their games since the restart, except the first one, which they drew 0-0 with Aston Villa, and maybe you remember they should have probably been given a goal, which the goal line technology did not acknowledge. So they got the point in the first game. Then they lost to Newcastle United 3-0 away. One of their better defenders, John Egan, was sent off in that game. I'm not sure if he got a one-match suspension or a three-match suspension, but if he did get a three-match suspension, he will miss the game against Tottenham, I believe. But I'm not sure on what kind of suspension he has. They then lost a 3-0 to Manchester United and were pretty much played off the park, to be honest with you. But I believe Manchester United now with Paul Pogba and Bruno Fernandes in their team is a pretty good team, and they're looking good. I mean, I think they're 3-0 up currently against Brighton as well, so they're going to be a hard team to overtake. I think it shows how well our defence did against them when we played them last week. They also lost 2-1 to Arsenal, thanks to a last-minute goal in the FA Cup quarter-final at the weekend. Obviously, Spurs have had a 9-day rest, or will have had a 9-day rest once the game comes around. And obviously, we ended our 7-match winless run with a 2-0 victory over West Ham. And in the last few games, we have conceded no goals. We've conceded no goals from open play. We've only conceded a penalty since the restart. But obviously, Sheffield United are in poor form. And I think they're going to start dropping down the league, maybe. In terms of injuries and team news for Sheffield United, what I do know is that Jack O'Connell, who is an important part of their defence, is injured with a knee injury. And John Lundstram picked up an injury against Arsenal. He's one of their better players. We'll come on to some of the stats in a minute, and he is quite high in a couple of the stats. Although both of them are probably going to recover, they won't be able to play in the match against Spurs. So I guess Sheffield United will be without two of their first 11 players. In terms of the head-to-head, we've already met this season, ending in a 1-1 draw. Son scored the goal for us before George Baldock equalised for Sheffield United, and we've only just lost one of our last 5 meetings with Sheffield United across all competitions. It does include the Carling Cup. I think it was called Carling Cup at the time. A Carling Cup semi-final we had against them a few years ago. I don't know if you remember Christian Eriksen scoring a free kick in that game. In terms of the predicted lineup, this is coming from the One Football application. They're suggesting that obviously Dean Henderson, the goalkeeper on loan from Manchester United, will start in goal, and he has a good potential, and some say could be a future Manchester United number one and England number one. And then they have back three of Chris Basham, John Egan and Jack Robinson. So it looks like John Egan will be fit for the game, back from suspension for the game. And I believe George Baldock, Sander Berge, Oliver Norwood and Ender Stevens will be across the midfield. And then they're saying that maybe David McGoldrick, who scored a goal at the weekend, will start up front with Lys Mousset, who scored 5 goals this season. So in terms of the stats, this is coming from the official Premier League website. The top goal scorers are John Fleck, who plays in the midfield position. He has 5 goals. Lys Mousset has 5 goals, who's a striker, and John Lundstram, who probably won't play in the match, just has 4 goals. Now, Lys Mousset looks like he's a decent player. He's got 5 goals this season, the top scorer, joint top scorer, and he has 4 assists. So he's the top assist as well. So Lys Mousset is definitely a player we should watch out for. In terms of passes, the highest passer in their team is a player called Oliver Norwood, and he's made much more passes than the second person. So I guess Oliver Norwood in the midfield is a player who's just passing it about. One interesting fact is McBurney, the striker, he's had the most shots, but hasn't scored many. So if McBurney gets the ball in the box, maybe we don't need to be too afraid of him. But now I've said that, maybe he's going to score a goal against us now. In terms of the defence, it looks like the best defender is Chris Basham. He has the highest amount of tackles, the highest amount of clearances, and the highest amount of interceptions. He is ahead of John Egan, who has made just a couple of clearances less than him and a few less interceptions. So Chris Basham is obviously one of their better defensive players. In terms of aerial battles won, Jack O'Connell has won the most in their defence, and he is out of the game. So probably that's one reason maybe why they have conceded maybe a few goals from crosses, maybe because they have lost the defender who makes the most aerial battles and that end in a win. But Ollie McBurney also wins a lot of aerial battles as well. Maybe that's the reason why he's had so many shots at goal, because he has a lot of headed shots maybe, but doesn't score many. But anyway, there's just some interesting facts about Sheffield United ahead of the game. I'm feeling pretty confident. I think Tottenham will win. I don't think it will be an easy match though. Tomorrow I will bring you a preview concerning Tottenham. Maybe Jose Mourinho will have some comments to make before the game. I know he's made some comments in regards to the amount of games we'll be playing over the next few days, but we have just had a 9-day rest, which doesn't make any sense. Maybe they could have pushed one of the games a few days back, maybe. I don't know. But I'll talk about that next time. If you have any questions, then please leave them in the comments below. And what do you think about Sheffield United? Do you think they have any good players that can hurt us? Or what do you think will happen in the game? Let me know in the comments. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. For those people who have subscribed already, thank you so much. And for those people who have commented so far, thank you so much too. It really means a lot and I appreciate it. So thank you very much. And until tomorrow, come on you Spurs.